Today's part two of our ophthalmology session. So today again we'll be discussing few topics which are mainly exam oriented and MCQs oriented. I will also discuss few topics which can come, in your clinical examination or clinical stations also. So first we will have a discussion of all the topics, and at the end of the session we will discuss few MCQs. We'll start with blepharitis. Blepharitis is nothing but inflammation of the eyelid margins. Okay, it mainly occurs either due to the meibomian gland dysfunction or seborrheic gland dysfunction. So most common is the meibomian gland dysfunction. Okay, and it mostly causes posterior blepharitis. The seborrheic dermatitis or staphylococcal infections usually cause the anterior blepharitis, which is mainly because of the seborrheic gland dysfunction. So, and it is also commonly seen with patients with acne rosacea. So, we had discussed what rosacea is in our dermatology session. The meibomian glands secrete oil onto the eye surface to prevent rapid evaporation of the tear film. Okay, so this oily secretion, what happens when there is excessive secretion and the glands get blocked? One, there is inflammation, and two, there is also drying of the eyes very quickly because there is no oil layer on the tear film, and this leads to eye irritation also. So coming on to the symptoms of blepharitis, the symptoms are usually bilateral. The patient presents with grittiness, discomfort, and irritations, mainly around the eyelid margins. The eyes are usually sticky in the morning. So in the morning when they try to wake up, the eyes will not be freely opening. So there will be a sticky layer which they can see. Eyelid margins can be red, swollen, and in cases of any staphylococcal infection, you can see the inflammation as well as at the margin. Styes and lesions are also common in patients with blepharitis, mainly because of the infection and inflammation. So, how do you manage blepharitis? So, management mainly includes softening of the lid margin, mainly using hot compresses. So, hot packs, hot compresses can be placed over the eye, minimum of at least 2 times a day. And mechanical removal of debris from the lid margins, either cotton wool or any cotton swabs, can be dipped in a mixture of cooled, sterile boiled water and baby shampoo because they are non-irritant. And an alternative is sodium bicarbonate, usually dissolved in water, but it is not commonly used these days. And artificial tears can also be given to prevent the drying of the eyes and relieve the irritation. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, keratitis. Keratitis is nothing but the inflammation of one or more of the layers of the cornea, and the most common is epithelial keratitis. So it is usually characterized by dendritic ulcers. Okay, and rare form usually involves the underlying layers of the stroma or the endothelium, but most common is epithelial layer of the cornea, which gets involved. Pseudomonas aeruginosa is commonly associated with contact lens irritation, which leads to keratitis. Okay, so how do you manage patients with corneal ulcerations or inflammation of the cornea? So it includes advising patients to discontinue wearing contact lenses until the condition is fully treated. Okay, and they have to be referred to specialized clinics, ophthalmology units, mainly to get appropriate treatment at the right time, because if corneal ulcerations are left untreated or the keratitis is left untreated, it can lead to corneal opacity, leading to permanent blindness. Okay, so pain, there is coming out with the features, the usually severe pain and erythema. The pain in the eye is extremely sharp. Patients can complain of photophobia, blurred vision, and microbial keratitis usually cause a white corneal infiltrate. Okay, so if it is an infective cause. Foreign body can also lead to a gritty sensation and irritation, which might be over the layer of the cornea. And hypopyon can be seen in cases of infective keratitis. So moving on to the causes, can be infective and non-infective. Coming on to the infective causes, it can be viral, bacterial, fungal, or protozoal. Okay, first we will look at viral keratitis, and the most common one is herpes simplex keratitis. So how does it present? Usually presents with red, painful eye. Patients might have photophobia, epiphora, that is excessive watering of the eyes. The visual acuity might be reduced, and fluorescent staining may show epithelial ulcers. That is dendritic corneal ulcers are characteristic of herpes simplex keratitis. All right. So management includes urgent referral to an ophthalmologist along with topical antivirals, mainly acyclovir, which is used at least minimum, sorry, 5 times a day. Topical steroids or oral antivirals like acyclovir can also be used in severe cases.